Hello everybody. Today we are doing a local legend, the legend of Dead Man's Curve. Now, the reason this place is called Dead Man's Curve is because between the times of 1800s to now, there's been many deaths. During the time of the 1800s, there used to be a road here that would go up a hill, and many people would go up on their carriage all the way to the top until the curve hit, and the horses would lose balance, the carriage would fall, and everybody would die. This happened a lot, actually, enough to be called Dead Man's Curve, all the way up until 1968 is when it changed. They ended up flattening the road, making it straight, making it 4 ways, and they said that they even had a ceremony stating that there would be no more deaths on Dead Man's Curve. Well, a month later, a wreck happened. Two group cars full of kids, about going 100 miles an hour, crashed into each other. There was about a car of 5 in one and 3 in another. All died except one person. That man was named Rick Crawford, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But ever since then, there's been a ghost here, known as a faceless hitchhiker. A hitchhiker seen to walk these roads, trying to get picked up, and when you ignore them or if you hit him, he chases your car down. He's also been seen throwing rocks at people, rocks at cars, and been known as a very aggressive spirit. However, there's also been an aggressive car here as well. One of the vehicles in the wreck was a 1969 Roadrunner. No, 1968 Roadrunner. What happened is that after that crash, people have been seeing this car still driving through here over and over again, and there's even been stories about how people have seen the car parked over here by Dead Man's Curve, and people came and touched on it, knocked on it, they turned around, they turned back, and it's gone. So we're hoping tonight that we can figure out one of these stories, experience one of them for ourselves, and catch it on camera with you guys. So, this right now is what we see. Complete darkness with these eerie red lights and some cars going by. Actually, go ahead and turn on the night vision so they can actually enjoy the good views. How's it look? Good?
Yep.
They say that he stands over here in this corner and like throws rocks at people. They see him walking around up and down here, up and down there, across the road. He's moving all over the place. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Well, you got the electric box right over there.
I know, but like with it being this close, like we're over there, and it's like, electric lines are there, so this may be a problem. Oh, what the hell? That's a weird thing. It's one light, and as I turn it, it stops. It's when it's pointed this way. I guess because electric lines, maybe? That must be some power radiation or EMFs coming off of that.
Okay.
It didn't work. It didn't work. I don't know. I thought it worked. It worked. It worked. Alright, we got about 20 minutes till like 1. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some stuff just in case. I think all we need to starters is this big boy, which we gotta keep in mind that big boy might cause some problems with all these big boys, but I don't really know what else to use right now except for a ghost box, and I don't want to start with that anyway.
Just an EMF detector or an EVP.
Yeah, this is just this and that. Local legends is not really one you use like a lot of tools with unless they're spiritual based. This one could be physical, spiritual, could be corporeal. It's hard to tell right now until we see more of it. So.
Yeah.
So it is almost 1 o'clock. Finally, which not really finally. It came pretty fast actually. But it's said that he comes around the times of 1:20 to 1:40. What I'm interested in is that Dead Man's Curve holds a lot of deaths. I mean, even this road right here has a lot of wrecks on it and a lot of deaths on it. People have been hit on it and stuff, but usually not so much people have been hit, just wrecks and then people stopping and getting hit through that. But There's a lot of deer here. There's a lot of cars, a lot of traffic for like a Saturday night, I guess. It's 1 o'clock. We got about 10 minutes, 20 minutes before things start getting risen. We're probably going to walk a bit and try and hear some things, figure some things out. And then maybe drive a bit and see if we can get him to pop out through that. Try and trigger him somehow. So, one of the problems it's going to be is that we've got a lot of cars going by. Like, I know I just said it, but like that's going to be a problem if we're going to try and get voices and stuff to see if it's a spirit or if it's a physical being. The car itself, I've heard people touching and stuff like that, but like when you see the car go by, it's kind of like a ghost car. So it's hard to say. The local legend stays a bunch of things, but we'll see. The survivor, Rich Crawford, is actually a historian in this county. He was the top historian, and he recently just passed, sadly, may he rest his soul. He was a good mentor. He kind of helped me on some history stuff, and it made me kind of sad to hear that he passed. I didn't get to see him one other time before, but he did a lot for this county and did a lot for history and the paranormal world, and I really appreciated all he did. This is kind of like a little, a thing I've been wanting to do for him, because we were going to do that with him, and we didn't get a chance to, and, it's just kind of a little memorial, I guess, for him. So he never liked this spot, and he said he brought psychics here, a lot of people, and they said they didn't like the feel of this area. A lot of dark energy, though I don't really feel much. But he really cared a lot about his history and his paranormal stuff. And hopefully people like us can carry on his legend a little bit. A lot of cars, man. I don't really want to go on the road unless there's no cars on the road at all. But I'm trying to think. We're definitely going to keep our eyes down that way and this way, but we're trying to get off the road a bit to stop triggering the lights. One problem that's over here is that we're having a lot of EMF issues, because as you can see over in this corner, we have, I don't know if you can see, but it's electrical unit for all the lights in the park itself going on through here. So it definitely makes a bit of a difference. There's a lot of cars stopped right beside us right now, and I'm trying to make it not so awkward. So it looks like I'm professional. This is actually the sign you see when people are talking about the story of Dead Man's Curve. They say this is the intersection of 125 and 222. And they say this is a picture you see when people talk about and stuff, because it's supposed to be this intersection is where you see them, mostly right here actually. But the old Dead Man's Curve used to be down that way before this road existed. There's a town called Bantam here, actually right beside East Fork, which we've been to before. It used to come up and curve around into Bantam, and they got rid of that road completely, or they've straightened it out some, and basically they've made it so it comes around here. So Dead Man's Curve, from 1800s to now, is kind of still in this vicinity. So it's hard to say what spirits were the ones that's throwing rocks and what ones are showing up. So they said they've seen the car parked about on the side of the road here, headed this direction, but on this side of the road. I think, no, it was heading towards Amelia on this side of the road. It's parked in the divots. I'm sure that's not something we really need these for. If it's there, it's there. Unless we see it drive by. The other car was an Impala, so keep that in mind, and keep that as cars are going by. You might see it where we don't. So that's interesting. Well, we'll wait till this car passes. I'll do a thing. We'll ignore this for a moment. Maybe we might see something. I mean, if cars can see the entity showing up, then that would mean that a car light would hit a car would go by. A car's even hit the physical being, stating that light shouldn't affect it if I shine my flashlight at it. So if we can see it, I can shine my flashlight at it. Why we have a moment? Spirits of the crossroads, spirits of Dead Man's Curve, we come to you tonight to speak with you, to talk with you, because we want to understand your story. We know of a lot of stories of Dead Man's Curve, but the biggest one here is of the faceless hitchhiker. If you have a moment of your time, please manifest and talk with us so we can understand your story. If you're the drivers of the Impala or the Roadrunner that drove through here, please don't be afraid to fly by here, as long as you don't hit us, because I would be very appreciative if you didn't hit us. But if you want to drive through here and show off your vehicle, we have devices here that lets us record it so we can look at it and we can share it throughout history. I call on you tonight to show yourself and let us see the true story of Dead Man's Curve.
Seems to be stopping at a red light.
Oh, how creepy would that have been if that actually like pulled up and it was a Roadrunner or like an Impala?
That would be awesome.
Very theatrical too, so.
Although people would definitely be like, oh, that's fake.
Yeah, it'd be real for us and we'd be freaking out. But then like for us, like for them they're like, oh, that was planned. Like, no, that would have been real. What's really interesting about this is that people have said they've hit this hitchhiker. And when they hit this hitchhiker, they felt the bump, they felt it go over. And when it did, the car didn't really take any damage except for the fact that after they hit it, they would jump on the back of the car. So imagine you hitting someone and they're instantly on the back of your car. It's like supernaturally fast. Something up there.
Yeah.
You say he stands up here throwing rocks down at people. Is that you? The flashlight scares you. I'll turn it down. How's that sound? Can you still see it?
I can barely see up there at all.
I have to have the flashlight. If that's you, throw a rock at me. Hit me. With a rock, not a car. God, a bunch of cars come through.
I started smelling urine. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like deer piss or something. I was like, what's that smell? Is that some animal around here?
It could
and
be.
then what I heard was definitely something thrown.
I was gonna say it could be a male deer, you know, marking its territory. But if you heard something thrown,
yeah, because I don't smell it anymore. So
I don't smell it. It's okay if it's you. I just want to know if it's you. If you're afraid to show yourself and let me see that what's underneath that hood of your faceless hood, you can throw your rock at me to show me it's you. Truth be told, I just want to know your story. I want to know your name. There's a lot of names on a lot of wrecks here, and I want to know who you are. If you're part of that. What vehicle were you a part of? Were you a part of the Roadrunner or the Impala? Are you upset about what happened? Is that why you're still here? Is that why you throw rocks at people? Jump in front of their way? Are you just looking for a way home? Do you just enjoy causing this kind of malicious intent on people? I'm not judging, I'm just asking. I feel like I should start taking the vehicles as answers, because every time I ask a question, a car comes by one way or the other way. There's definitely sounds going up from up there, but it doesn't sound anything like... I've heard like things being thrown, but not like the movement of something right now.
Yeah.
I can go up there.
Don't.
No? Is this park property?
I don't know. Maybe.
Sure. You say don't?
Then don't, because I don't want to come up there and save your butt if you get attacked by a
faceless hitchhiker?
Rabid deer.
Yeah, a deer.
Dude, you'll get Lyme disease.
Oh, I know deer Kwando. Cows lame.
You just lift your legs very high.
Tight jeans? Nah.
I'm not feeling anything, like...
I'm not either. They said that psychics came here and were scared and had to leave like a half hour to an hour after like coming here, and like they felt so much dark energy and they felt all this and that. I mean, it's been a couple, but like I think it's been a couple years since the psychic's been up, but I think people have been here since then and had a bunch of like bad vibes, bad experience, people seen the ghost hike here. I mean, I've driven through here a lot, and possibly I think I saw it maybe twice. Technically, I mean, I didn't get to stop long enough to see it, but there was like, you know, and people said they've seen it, but there could also just be a guy in a hood during the time in this area, And it's hard to say. That's why I wanted to go and try and debug it or debunk it or see if we could experience it ourselves. I know we got a couple more minutes, but I don't know. We'll see. So I think I mentioned it, but just in case if I didn't, it's 1:13 right now. This starts up at 1:20 to 1:40 is the biggest times this occurs. And I don't know why. After research, many people don't know why. Some say the wreck happened at that time. Some people say that it's just very proximity to that time of like when it wrecked, or like it has a favorite moment for that. But at the same time, that's when it's been seen the most apparently. But right, but I've never been here at 1:20 to 1:40, so it's hard to say from personal experience. It's weird to me. I've never had like a spirit be such dedicated to only 20 minutes, unless it was residual. And this sounds like an intelligent spirit. Actually, it sounds more physical at times, but we've never really come across a spirit that's had so much like strength that it physically willed itself the whole time. We've seen them push people and push things and move things, and appear in front of us and manifest, but never be able to like appear, solidify, and do stuff. And it sounds like that's with the car and the person. Okay then. There, see? It looks like fog.
Mm-hmm.
We're driving through fog. Now let's get it. I don't know if the camera's able to see it, but we were sitting here sticking out. It turned 1:20, so we thought, hey, let's sit in the car and let's see if anything happens. I will say this, the energy has changed in the 5 minutes we've been in that car. And there's like a fog over the road now. And it doesn't look like it should be like a fog. Of course, when we were in the car, there's no cars going by. As soon as we stand out, there are. Look like an older car. But like, it's like a thin layer of fog. At least from this angle, it looks like one. We might try and debunk it, but like, it's interesting to see how that changed in the time we were just sitting in the car. Well, to say, because from a distance, even from here, the more distant road looks like there's a fog, but like the closer we get, it doesn't look like there's a fog.
Well, I think that's because fog is additive, right? So the more of it there is, or the farther away, the more fog you have to look through. So it appears to be denser and denser. So up close, you might not even see it.
I will say it does feel colder out here as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, we were just in the car, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe 10. Interesting. It's interesting because a lot of people have been searching for, like, wanting to go out here during the time. And now that there's some things happening, I'd rather have no cars go by so we can try and pick something up on camera. But maybe them going by will actually activate what's there. If the hitchhiker is looking for a car to get into, maybe he'll show up because of such. And now there's nothing. This would be a good time for the Roadrunner to go through, or the Impala. I believe the year is 1968. Can someone show me what that looked like when this road was finished? A month passed and 2 cars came through. Maybe one of the other wrecks that happened. Tell me, which one were you a part of, hitchhiker? I want to understand. I want to see you. I might not be a car.
Hear the howling?
It's way off in the distance, but yeah, I heard it. Please tell me your name. Show me your face. What are you hiding underneath there? Underneath your hood? It's actually weird now that there's no cars. What's under your face, hitchhiker? I wonder what's under your hood, hitchhiker? More cars. Problem is, the story says he's like from all angles. I'm looking at all angles constantly and trying to see if I can see anything. I think maybe what we can do, if we tried this side, maybe we'll try the other side. Well, we got that. Well, we're not using an EMF now, so. Hitchhiker! Is your face covered because of the wreck? Were you like tore up in the face? You use that hood to cover your face from all the scarring? The wreck damage? I won't judge you. Nor will I be scared if you show me your face. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to turn too fast. There's a pothole here, so when you step, careful. I wish we had a temperature gauge on our cameras to show the distance, like temperature.
Yeah, it's like a, oh wow.
Right? You over here, hitchhiker. I feel less energy over here for sure. I wanted to test it though. I don't know, I feel weirder energy, but it's not the same. It might be because of that though.
Yeah. So say I feel more energy, but it's probably because we're right beside that electric thing.
Yeah, it doesn't feel spiritual. It definitely feels electronical.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get away from that. It feels weird actually. It feels like just radiation pouring off of that actually.
Someone's pulled over now.
Yes. It looks like a cop actually. Oh, someone's pulled over by a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably.
I told you to watch out for that.
The very pothole you told me to look out for.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I say what we'll do is we'll get in the car, turn around, we go that way, and then we'll come back around this way to like see if we can get a dash cam.
All right.
So, since you saw that, look at the time. It says it ends. I don't know if you can. It's 1:37. Yeah. The time is 1:37, meaning that the hitchhiker hour is kind of. I don't know if you can see me, which means the hitchhiker hour is technically over at the moment. But we're gonna still drive through since we have some time. Go back around, basically come where that cop was at, and go behind it and see if we can pick something up, like another hitchhiker or something, or the hitchhiker, or maybe pass the vehicle on our way down to kind of test the car theory since we still have some time. And I don't know, I feel pretty lucky that the cop pulled someone over before finding us. Yeah, you can take this one. Oh, is it animated?
Yes, it was an animal.
Animated.
Come on, I want to see you. It might have been a deer, but.
Animated. This is the dash cam. We are using the Ghost dash cam. So when you turn right, you'll start to notice there's two lights on the ground right here. Those are the lights we were seeing from a distance.
Where?
In front of that sign. All right, so now we are going down driving style to see if we can pick it up on camera this way. Actually looks really good like this. Where'd that cop go?
There's no traffic stops that go that fast.
No, not at all. It's been, we got in the car at 1:40 or 1:37. It is 1:41 right now. Unless he saw us and just charged at us.
He would have caught up with us a lot sooner.
I know. Like we said, it's not illegal to do what we were doing. We just don't want to have the hassle. So,
You see anything?
no. Nothing on the camera, no cop in that spot, so. Alright, well, that was a little bit of a fun night. Definitely worth. I've always wanted to kind of stake out at Dead Man's Curve, and I'd say we did a little bit of staking out, a little more staking out, a little bit of walking, a little bit of like driving by. We did a little bit of everything to try and see if it was there, especially during the times of the hunt, the haunting, I guess. So we tried to figure out the local legend. We definitely couldn't debunk it because we didn't see a guy in a hoodie walking by and jumping in front of cars with supernatural strength. We also didn't see a roadrunner and try and prove if it was a real roadrunner or not. But we also didn't unprove the fact that it is a spirit as well. So, you know, we tried talking to it. Maybe we got some on the EVPs. Maybe we got some on the setup up here. Sadly, all the electrical devices like EMFs, ghost boxes, we're going to mess up the whole time because of the fact of all the electricity above us. We may go back to this in the future with more equipment and more time, but at the moment, with how much of equipment we have, that's going to be the best we got right now. So we'll figure it out in the future, but we hope you enjoyed. Now, please go ahead and like our videos, like our channel, subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more videos coming up, and check out a lot of our investigation videos. We also have other local legend videos that we're going to put up on here as well. Check those out. Make sure to hit the bell so you can see when those are coming out, actually, and make sure to hit subscribe today so you can become an investigator of the Zodiac Supernaturals fan club. No subscribers? No. Zodiac.
Subscribe today to become an investigator.
Yeah. So subscribe today so you can become a fellow investigator and watch the videos with us as well. So that way you actually might find out some of the evidence we missed. So thank you everybody, and thank you for all the support and love you've been giving us lately, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, that's it.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Where's the off